Well, in the project planning stage, this is one of the important concepts that we must understand. See, any project ultimately it is meant for developing some product or some service, especially in software. Uh, it can be one type of automation, or it can be a service, so that one can do banking like a service, or we can say bill payment as a service. So these are services which require some sort of IT infrastructure as well as software support. Product, in the sense, we can have some sort of operating system like a product like Windows. Then we can have different apps, or we can have websites. So all those things, or of some automation software, these are all different products. So mainly IT projects are to deliver either product or the services, and they have to, even in case of services, they have to give continuous support. Now let us understand the concept of breakdown structure, which is very important for project planning point of view. See, work breakdown structure is basically a concept which is nothing but abstract thinking. Abstract thinking means it like dividing the bigger task into smaller tasks, even a smaller task, till it is feasible to produce the smallest task. So when we integrate that smallest task in the reverse order, we go on building the bigger project by integrating these small elements. So work breakdown structure is like we are first divide and conquer concept. So first we have to divide the entire objective into small components or basic elements. I will discuss about it with the example. So it is like a build pieces of sub-components. Basically we are going to develop component need to execute some steps. These steps are called known as tasks. So you have to define some task, various tasks in the project that we have to accomplish, and then we integrate those tasks to make a more higher level operations through that projects. So we have to implement a sequence of tasks, or as I said, we have to integrate the tasks, or we can implement the sequence of tasks. This is known as task dependencies. The time required to perform the task by person is the duration of task. See, in the planning stage, when we have to work out the amount of man hours required to develop this project, we should be sure about what type of tasks we have in our hands, and each task will consume what type of man hours, which skill set required for particular task, and how many minimum hours required to develop this particular task. So that is going to be our matrix, so that we can work out the total man hour requirements, so that we can plan for our resources. So this is what is a major requirement which we should make at the planning stage. Now goal of project to accomplish some bigger objective. When all tasks in the WBS, that is work breakdown structures, are completed, we will accomplish the bigger objective, that is the deliverables of the project, or we can say single objective or multiple objectives. Okay. So when major activities are sequential, they typically appears in the order of the WBC. So if the project activities which are sequential, so there will be a particular links between one task to next task. So it is very important to initial stage work out this breakdown structure, so that we can establish this type of structure of interlink task, and then we can develop Gantt chart, PERTs, some sort of graphical representation of WBC, which will be very useful for our business project tracking, or project performance evaluation, or even planning in the execution part. Now let us take the example, what is WBC. Let us say you have to develop a bicycle. Okay. Now that bicycle is made up of different set. So it has got body, that is the frame, the crank, it has got wheel, braking system, shifting system, integration means interlinks, locking system. Okay, so all these, now first of all you have to understand the level. So level 1, level 2. As you move on into the level, we are further dividing each task. See, frame set is further divided here into 1.1. It is just like our book. Just as you got our textbook where we have one index, this is, let us say this is the title of the book, then we have index, and then each index we have subtopics, exactly the similar idea. So you have to break down to the level where we actually write the topic or actually build the task, and here we can work out the man hours, then we can add up and you can see total man hours required, each man hours, how we can sequential, and even we can find out which is essential thing, what is dependent parameter, like wheel can generate develops independently, or fork can be developed separately, seat can be developed separately, then we can integrate them together. Okay, so this way you can identify the different component and subcomponents and how there is a dependency of this subcomponent with the main component. So those entire thing we can establish. So this is what is called work breakdown structure, and very important concept for planning, and so that we can develop on that basis the further visualization of your execution, project execution.